Hi there! This video is a recording of a live webinar, so you may hear references to live questions or features as they appeared at the time. With that in mind, let's dive in.
What we'll be going through today is more of the streamlined functions when it comes to TechMan on this week's webinar. So a lot of that is kind of like the odd kind of buttons that you'll see on like the side of TechMan, or maybe within a job which you don't really know about, you've never used and haven't really chosen to explore because you maybe haven't got time or whatever. So that's what a lot of this session will be about. So the first thing that we're going to go through on our demo system will be the account side. Well, I say accounts, more kind of the account customers or non-account customers, but paying in statements. So the reason that this is really good is because you can pay things in bulk. So rather than just going into every single individual job and paying one by one, what you're able to do is go onto accounts and then pay that way. So what you've got in here, if you see accounts here and then statements, what you've got here, say if I was to type in a customer surname, well, there was a couple that I did earlier, so I'm just going to go on that one. So that's in accounts and statements, by the way, and I'm going to put my customer number in there for the demo system. Then all you need to do is put a date range in, and this is the date range of what you want the customers to pay on there. So if I hit search, this will then search all the jobs that I have put in for this customer for this date range. So obviously you can see there's 4 jobs in here, all for different dates on the left hand side here, and then all for different amounts on there as well. So what you're able to do, obviously especially this really goes for account customers, but it can just be normal retail customers as well. Obviously it depends how you, if you have more than one job off. If it's just one job for a customer, obviously you'd pay it the normal way. But this is the way of putting a payment through for multiple jobs very, very quickly for the same customer. So what you've got here, you obviously know if the customer's paid, so you can choose whatever method, and if it's all the same method, you can hit like backs, for example, and all of it will change to backs. You can then hit the date, and all of it will change to the same date as well. Now, the only thing that you probably will have to do manually is the amount, because every job, usually, obviously this isn't always the case, but 99% of the time will be a different amount. So then you would type the amount in, and then you will just hit make payments just there, and then that is literally how you would pay it off in bulk there. That's the way of doing it a lot quicker and also a lot more efficiently when it comes to the account customer side of say you don't have to have an account customer to use this. You can still do it for customers with multiple jobs at the same time. As I've done a date range of June here. You can do May, you can do April, you can do January 2023 if you wanted. You can do any date range, any month range that you want to on there. And a lot of customers don't really know about this, because obviously in a job you've just got the generate invoice section and then the make a payment section in there. This is obviously a different way of doing it, especially if someone is on a contract or on an account. It's a really, really beneficial way of doing it. So it's a lot quicker for you guys to do on there. So that's kind of the first element of this webinar in terms of making stuff a lot quicker and a lot more streamlined for you guys. There is going to be an element of this which I'll actually go back onto now for the next bit, where there's a few bits within jobs. Now, I appreciate this is kind of called the streamline process, and this one isn't necessarily streamlined in terms of making it necessarily quicker. Some of them are, but what some of them also are, I'll get a non-invoice job, that would be best. There we go. What a couple of these functions I'm going to go through are just add-ons which make potentially the customer experience a little bit better in terms of your customers, not our customers as you, it'll be in your customers, make it a bit better and also make your lives a little bit easier on there as well. So the first thing we've got on here is the groups section, which is here. So this basically means you can group products and labor units together. Now I appreciate I haven't got any labor units in here at the moment, so I'll just like add a couple of labor units in here. And basically, instead of having on your invoice it designed or categorized as labor and then products, what you'd have here, if I was to put groups in here and then type in like brakes, and then to put like engine on and stuff like that, you can then drag and drop the labor. So say if that one was on engine and that was on brakes, then you can also drag and drop the parts on here, and just these various bits. I know some literally don't apply to brakes or engine, but we'll just do this for the benefit of the demo. On there we go. I'll just put that one in properly as well. So if I save that now, obviously most of your invoices will always be saved in the fact that it will be product labor units and then products. But now if I download this pro forma invoice, this will now come through as brakes and engine. And the reason we initially did this is because some of our customers, obviously, you know, if you have labor and then you have this random code there that, like say this tyre on end, that code's going to mean nothing to anyone. Obviously, the tyre on end still will mean something to a couple of people, but overall, not many regular Joe might know what that means. So basically, if you subcategorize that with something, whatever obviously it equates to, it means that the invoices are a lot more customer friendly on there. You know, if you had an APC or an APEC hose, but if a brake wasn't in there, most customers would not know that would be used for the brakes. So that if you put that in brakes, even though they still might not know what an EPC hose is, they'll still be able to know that it was used on the brakes. So it does make it a little bit more customer friendly on there. So that's in the groups section, which is just this part here on there. Now we've got next to it custom jobs, and on the products it's fast parts. So basically I've just clicked on here and we've set 5 things up as fast parts on here. Now I'll show you how to set them up in a second, but you can set something up as a fast part, which basically if you wanted to add all 5 of these parts at once, you can do that, and then you can hit add fast parts, and then that will add all of those parts onto here like so. And it's just a quicker way to add loads of parts at once for you guys. And the way to set that up is just in products and fast parts, and then you can type a product number in and then select it as a fast part, so that any job in total you're able to do on there. So I've just been told that my audio's gone. Sorry, guys. I'm going to check if this one's any better. So hopefully that one's a bit better on there for you guys. Sorry about that. If there was any audio issues on there. Just 1 second on here. Can anyone hear me now? I don't know if any. 1 second. Sorry about this, guys. I don't think I can hear. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry about that. I think I've got the audio back. I do apologise about that. I don't know why it was gone for a second there. But what we've got on here is the where were we? Oh yeah, just the fast parts bit. So you can hit fast parts there, and then that will you'll be able to add stuff as fast parts on there. Sorry, I got a notification that it had gone, but if you guys could hear me fine the whole time, then that's all that matters on there. No, appreciate that, thank you. So what we've got here in the next section is still on jobs, and a part of this is the tyre lookup here. So obviously a lot of you will be aware that you've got the Euros, GSF, Napa, whatever integrations you have, and all of you will have different bits on there. But if you hit the tyre lookup, this is one that most people don't really know about, and when asked they're like, oh, it's quite a decent function on there. So basically, if you have any tyres in your stock, that equate to the correct tyre size that this vehicle has, it will come up for you. So like with this one, we've got one tyre. Obviously, this is the demo system, so we haven't actually got many tyres in stock at all. So usually you'd probably have quite a bit more than that. But you can hit add on there and that will add to the job straight away. And again, it's another shortcut. You don't need to hit product, type in the tyre product number and stuff like that. You can just hit add straight away from here and it will add to the job straight away for you, which again is another shortcut on here. Obviously, everything that I'm going through are just kind of, it's mainly like shortcuts. It's not going to be like a be all and end all. If you don't use it, you're not going to be using the system properly. How you guys are using it, I'm sure, is absolutely fine. But these are just some ways of making your life a little bit quicker so that hopefully by the end of a day, you may realize you've saved 20 minutes, half an hour and stuff like that throughout the day, because it all does kind of build up a little bit in there. Just going to tick off what we've done already because there's quite a few bits we're going through today. Yes, and on the custom job, so you have got the lightning bolt here, which is the same function as the products where it says fast parts, but the difference is that these are labour units. So same, and I'll show you quickly how to set it up in the labour units, but you can tick however many labour units that you guys want to in there, and then you can add labour to it for you in there. So you can add labour. I'll just show you that it goes in. 1 second. Add labour in there, and that's added in like so with these two on there. So then what we will go and do after that, after the tyre lookups, is actually how to create jobs specifically in the different ways that you have. So there's 3 ways that you guys can create jobs in there. So if I go to the dashboard, most people, and this is the quickest way to do it, but it does kind of depend where you are at a certain point when you're booking a job. Like if a customer comes in and you're in their customer profile, you can book a job in from there. If you're in a slightly different element of the system to this dashboard and someone wants to book a job in, so say if you're looking at reports and someone wants to come into your workshop and someone wants to book a job in straight away, you can just book it up here as well. So the main 3 ways of doing it, obviously most of you will be doing it the way of the reg lookup. So you can just hit DXB, hit lookup, and then that will come up like so on there with the new job option. Now the second way is where you can hit new job up here, and obviously new estimates is the same as well. Now when you hit new job up there, the difference is that you'll need to still input the reg and stuff on here. But the really good use of this function, which again, I'm sure a lot of people know if you are needing to use this function, but it's always good to mention because, some of you might not. So in this function, you can put through jobs which don't require 1, a vehicle, or 2, a customer. So if there are any jobs that don't require either a customer or a vehicle in this, then this is the way you can do it. Obviously, I know it's asking you for a vehicle in there or a customer, but you don't necessarily have to put one in. You can just go straight away and add labour and also add products in there for you guys as well. So that's the second way. And then the third way, which may, to be honest, I think from hearing from feedback from customers stuff, I think a lot of people, if they have account customers, will do it this way. So if it's a normal kind of retail customer, you can use it that way. And it's, say if I just go on to this one here, you can go onto the customer, then we scroll down and you can hit vehicles associated with customer. And then you can either hit new job, or on there you can hit new estimate as well. So when you hit new job or new estimate, straight away that will take you to a new job screen, and it will have the vehicle and the customer already there because it's been added from their customer details specifically with that. So they're the 3 ways that you can add jobs. Again, with that one, that's not necessarily streamlining in terms of if you're on the dashboard, the quickest way is by putting the reg lookup in. But if you're not on the dashboard, these are 2 other ways that you can probably get to quicker, which might mean you can get that job booked in a little bit quicker on that side of things. Now, one other element of the system, which I don't think a lot of people know about at all, we now do go through this on training, but beforehand, it was something where it's actually a fairly new function in there anyway, but you can hit customers and then customer contract templates. And in there, what you're able to do is create a permanent discount for that customer. But you don't have to just create that template and it just be used on that one customer. So what I can do here, I can hit contract templates. There's somewhere here, and I can hit plus on there, which will mean I can create a new one. Basically, if you add this to a customer, every one of their jobs will already be pre-discounted or pre-marked up if you ever have any account customers which you charge more for. So the way you can, so if I actually just search contract templates and show you an already existing one, so there's a 10% discount one, which I think I did on a previous webinar about 3 months ago. So you can put the discounts in here, and as soon as you add that to a customer, they'll already have a discount whenever you add the labour. So if your labour unit is £70, okay, and they have a 10% discount, that will go down to £63 because that is would be the discount on there. Hopefully my maths was fully correct on there. I think it was, but it would discount them straight away. So you wouldn't need to put a manual discount on there. It would discount them already on there straight away. So you wouldn't have any kind of need to discount them, and there wouldn't be any human errors on the discount side because you'll already have done that for them. So that's in customer contract templates, and then you can add that to any customer. If I just go into this first customer here, where it says customer contracts, you can add any of the templates in. And that's what I meant before, where if you create a generic 10% discount, you don't have to do it like for one customer. You can create that discount and it can be for any customer throughout your time as a garage. So you don't have to necessarily worry on there too much with who it's on. You can just generically create it on there. By the way, obviously, any questions you've got, please in the Q&A. John, I appreciate you saying you could hear me the whole time, because hopefully all of you could. That's really, really great on there. Thank you. So what we do have is the Q&A for any questions, but we do have a YouTube channel as well. So a week after any webinar, you'll be able to watch the previous week's webinar as well as all of the others. I think we've got 14 in there at the moment since we started doing them, and it's done every other week. So we've been doing them for about 26 or 28 weeks now. There's loads of stuff in there, which this one's a bit more of a generic one, but there's some like deep dives into like settings reports, stuff like that. So any stuff you've got on there, and if there's anything you missed on this one, you can obviously pick it up in a week on the YouTube channel for TechMan. Now, the calendar I've got. Now, this does kind of intertwine with another function on job, actually. So actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go onto a job first, show you one of the functions in there, and then show you a different version of the function on the calendar. So if I scroll down, if you've got, so brilliant, we've got 2 labour units on here, and say if this labour unit you wanted in today, but this one you wanted in for Monday, you can hit this plus button, tick box, sorry, and then hit send to. So when you hit send to, you can literally send it to a different date. And it can be, in a year's time, you can hit the 12th and then hit OK. And now that is in for the 12th of the 11th, 2026. So you can split a job up however many days that you guys want to on there. So you don't have to worry about kind of creating 2 jobs. If it needs to be invoiced all as one, you can invoice it all as one. And obviously that'd be absolutely fine on there. But a couple of other ways you can do this. Now, on a job specifically, you can hit show calendar and you can drag and drop things across various days and technicians. But if you were on the dashboard itself, I'm not going to save that change because we don't necessarily need to on there. So if I go onto the calendar, so there's 4 jobs booked in for today. If you wanted to get those across to next week, instead of having to go straight in the job, if you hit the month view up here, if you knew which one it was, you can literally put it across to like next week. You can just divvy these up, but some of these are on next week. So obviously, which is absolutely fine on there. And if you don't want to faff about with going into the job specifically and you know exactly what day you wanted it, you can just drag and drop it on the calendar. Saves a lot of time of you having to. So I'll just give you an example. So if I wanted to put this one onto Thursday, 1 to 2 seconds, that's done. Less than 2 seconds, that's absolutely done. If you need to do that on a job, so go into the job, it loads for a second, then scroll down, and then, oh, this one's actually invoiced. You wouldn't obviously have to worry about invoicing it specifically. And then scroll down, you can either hit the send to function, then you'd still have to try and find the date, or you can scroll down and show the calendar on here. But for showing the calendar on there, you're doing exactly what we could have done on the actual live calendar, but instead you clicked into a job. So just showing you there, it's a much quicker process if you're not in the job to just go onto the calendar. Someone rings up, hi, can I move my booking? Yeah, go onto the calendar, go onto month view, and then quickly divvy it up whenever you need to on there. So that's just the drag and drop function on the calendar, as well as like the send to function in the job. But one thing I will say, if you're in the job, go with send to. This webinar is very much like wherever you are in the system, there's elements that will be quicker. So if you're on the dashboard, this way is quicker. If you're on the job specifically, using the send to function or using the kind of static calendar in the job details section of a job would be the quickest way if you're on a job. So it's kind of basically where you are at that set point, you'll be all good, all Gucci on there. Now, there is one bit that apparently, I was speaking to Ben with our other trainer, that a lot of customers don't actually seem to realise. So on here, this is the calendar view. Now, if you want to get back to the dashboard, a lot of people think you have to hit dashboard and then go back here. Now, that took about 3 seconds. I know that didn't take too much, but if you're on the dashboard, the way to get back to, if you're on the calendar, the way to get back to the main dashboard, you literally hit day view. You literally hit day view on there. These 3 functions are all technically the dashboard. So this is the calendar view on the dashboard, this is the day view on the dashboard, and this is the month view on the dashboard. So you don't have to, if you're on calendar, you don't have to hit dashboard to get back to that day view, get back to that work in progress column. You can just hit it and it will come straight back here. When I say hit it, sorry, hit the day view, and then you go straight back there. Just in case any of you weren't aware of that, that's definitely a quicker way than trying to hit dashboard. Especially, obviously, TechMan is an internet-based thing. If your internet's a little slow, if you were to hit dashboard, ours isn't always the fastest internet. And as you can see, it took about 2 seconds to load there, which is absolutely fine. But if yours is a little bit slower, it may take about 5 seconds to load. Whereas if you're on the calendar and the day view, it's all on the same page. So there's not like a loading speed type thing. It's just all on the same page. So you'll get it like that on there for you guys. So what we've also got here, in jobs, you guys are obviously aware, I'm sure, if you've got one or all 5 of them, of the Euros, GSF, Napa, Dingbro integration and so on. But you can also access them at the top here. Now, they're not like a thing for show up here. They're not kind of showing you what you've got. They are accessible. So if a customer comes in and wants to know how much a brake disc on their vehicle be, you can hit the GSF lookup on here, just hit the reg in there. You don't need to try and go and create a whole job for them. You can literally select the reg, and within 5 seconds I've now got brake discs up here, and then you can quote them a general price. Obviously it might be a little bit different in here if you were to and then you can obviously add that to a purchase order and then order it straight away. So that's one way of you guys being able to utilize the functions on the dashboard a lot more, because it means you don't have to try and create a job and then quote them, or maybe create an estimate. They may be happy to go forward with it straight away on there. But that's one way that you guys can maybe get a bit more business through the door with the use of those icons. Same with Autodesk, same with Haynes Pro. And I know I use GSF as an example, but any one of the integrations that you've got up here, you'll be able to use. You'll be able to use on there. Now, there's 2 more very, very small elements that I'm going to go through. And these, obviously, everything I've done pretty much is streamlined, making it a little bit more quicker for you. This one isn't necessarily making it quicker unless you get to a certain point on this and the option isn't there, of which we've had a couple of support calls and a couple of queries on training recently about these 2 elements. So the first thing is, obviously, on a job, you can select how a customer heard about you. But a lot of people don't quite know where that setup side is. So we always set up, I believe it's internet search, existing customer and something else, and recommendation. But we've added 4 more bits into here. So in customers and how customers heard about us, you can hit that and you can add any options that you guys want. There's nothing, there's 3 things preset in this system, but there's nothing that you can't put in. So this is all personal to your garage or your establishment that you want to put in. So obviously if you guys have like a connection with other garages, you can always put that in if you're part of a group. Whereas if you're obviously on your own, you can maybe put word of mouth and stuff like that. So that's in customers and how customers heard about us. And the last one I was just going to go is payment methods. Now we have card, cash, backs, check, if anyone still uses check. But a couple of bits that obviously we do have, but not enabled because not everyone has them. But you've got like PayPal, Bartercard, service plan. But if you want to, there was a lovely customer that I trained earlier, which actually has some vouchers. So you can always put payment method and hit voucher in there. And then if I was to hit save, payment method enabled, save, just very quickly, if I go into a job and went to try and pay that job off, that option wouldn't have been there before, and now it is because I've enabled it. So in settings and payment methods, that's where you can add the payment methods. Now, as I said, those 2 last bits aren't necessarily like streamlining in terms of your day-to-day, but if you get to the payment of a job or like the invoicing and you want to put how a customer heard about you or a different payment method, it can always be quite annoying. You have to go out of that to like add one in. So if you want to pre-add any, that's in settings for payment methods just here, and customers for how customers heard about us just there on that side.
Thanks for watching. For more TechMan webinars, updates, and training content, don't forget to subscribe and explore our other videos. See you next time.